Today we're reviewing the Maltby StF2 fairway wood from the Golfworks. Let's get started. Hey golfers, Dave from Fit2 Golf. This is probably the most requested review I've gotten since I started the channel. I've gotten a lot of emails and comments asking when I'm going to review the StF2 fairway wood from the Golfworks. And that's no surprise because I raved about the StW2, which is the driver, great performer, very affordable. I love the STI 2 iron so much I built myself a set, but I didn't really have a place for the fairway wood, and I hadn't built one for anyone yet, so I hadn't gotten around to reviewing it. Now, when I took a look at my golf bags, the three of them, I noticed that maybe I had a spot in my Sunday bag. I mean, in my regular bag, I carry the StFD. Been discontinued for a while, but it's a deeper faced fairway wood with a weight closer to the face. It's great as kind of a mini driver. In my late fall, early spring bag, I have the Tour TC 4 wood, which I really like. Great sounding, performing, looking club. But I looked at my Sunday bag and I noticed, I have the older KE4 STF there, and it's getting a little dingy, a little old, little gray around the temples, waking up with aches and pains in the morning, getting up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. So it had to go. So I bought a club pack with the StF2 and built it and see how it performs. So before we get to the performance data, let me talk about the looks and specifications. This is a really nice looking fairway wood. It's marketed really more towards mid-handicappers, but it's got a kind of nice compact shape that I think is going to have a broader appeal. When you look at the crown, it has the kind of flat charcoal gray finish that I really like. It's on the driver as well, and it has the speed fin, so it has kind of a really modern, aggressive look. The bottom sole is a very clean look. It has kind of a chrome finish. We'll see how long that holds up, but it's really nice looking, minimal graphics. There is a weight port, which I like for fine-tuning feel and swing weight. And the Golfworks says that this is draw bias because that weight is slightly heel positioned. When you look at the face, I think it's really the perfect height. It's not so tall that you'd worry about hitting it off the fairway, and it's not such a low profile that you'd worry about hitting it off of a tee. So I think it's a fairly versatile height of the face. Now the face has some kind of glaring white score lines on it, which I think kind of ruin the look of this. It's otherwise, as I said, kind of modern and aggressive, and those just kind of stand out. There are two options with this club. There's a 3 wood and a 5 wood. I got the 3 wood that comes in at 15 degrees of loft, weighed in at 209 grams, and I paired it with a Maltby MPF Fairway Wood Series shaft. This is one of the ones that you can get with a club pack, and I got that stiff flex, and when I cut it to 43 inches long and put a 58 gram reduced taper grip 1 grip on it, it swing weights at D0. So I'm going to play you some swings from the range. I'm going to let them play out a little bit, so hopefully you can feel the sound. It was kind of windy at the range this day, and even with a dead cat on the microphone, it still picked up a lot of noise. I don't know how much you're going to hear from the club, but let me roll that, and then I'll talk a little bit about the sound. I don't know if you can tell, but it has a very solid kind of muted sound. If you hit the sweet spot, you do get a little bit of that more higher pitched fairway metal sound, which I actually prefer. But it's very solid, but somewhat muted. Definitely not a loud club. All right, now let me talk to you about the performance. I took data with my Mevo, and here's what I got. According to the Mevo, I was getting a ball speed of 130 miles an hour, swinging at 95 miles an hour with a smash factor of 1.38, carrying at 202 yards, launching at 15 degrees and spinning at 3,500. Now, just a caveat there, you're going to look at a couple of those numbers, like the smash factor, and you're going to say, Dave, are you hitting this club with your eyes closed? The Mevo sometimes will overestimate the club head speed. I'm not the only one this happens to. I've gone online and people report it in some forums. I can assure you I was not swinging this club at 95 miles an hour. I might have been swinging it at 91 or 92. And of course that affects the smash factor, and I would suspect it also affects the estimated carry distance, because you might look at that and say, geez, Dave, you hit your 5-wood further than that. Now I was hitting these at the range, as you could see, and I could see where the ball was going, and it seemed to be carrying over 200 yards. But nonetheless, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't the club and it really was the Mevo kind of missing that club head speed. So I did a couple things. I sprayed the face with some foot powder and checked my strike pattern, and it was center or fairly close, certainly not way off. And then the other thing I did is I tested it against my Tour TC 4-wood. Now this is a club that's only 1 degree different in terms of loft, so it's a similar comparison. And with that club, similarly, it was telling me I was swinging at 96 miles an hour, getting 129 miles per hour ball speed. That part I think is accurate, but overestimating the club head speed and giving me a carry of 202 yards. So I think you can feel confident that this fairway wood performs very well. Some of those numbers are either related to the golfer or the technology. A lot of pros to this club. It's very affordable, comes in around $40 a head. Really nice performance, nice looking. I like that it has a weight port. You can adjust that for swing weight. In terms of the cons, I hate those white score lines. I might just get some acetone and get rid of them and be done with it. I think it kind of ruins the look. I don't like that this only comes in a 3-wood and a 5-wood. In the Tour TC line, they stretch out the lofts a little bit more, and you can get a 4-wood, and I think a lot of us should be playing a 4-wood instead of carrying 2 fairway woods. The sound, I think a lot of people are going to like the sound. It was a little dull for me, but certainly not displeasing. It was, I think it was fine. I just prefer something that has a, maybe a little higher pitch to it on a fairway metal. And really, personally, well, let me get to my rating. I give it a solid birdie. Those cons are relatively minor, and I would highly recommend this club. I think it's going to have a wide appeal, not just to mid-handicappers, just because of the look and the size and versatility. Now, personally, I would spend the extra $10 or $12 and get the Tour TC head. I just prefer the look of that. It's a little bit different looking because it has the cup face, but I really like the cup face. I think I get a little bit more trampoline effect and the sound that I like from that. However, that's personal preference. You can't go wrong with this club. So again, birdie rating, highly recommended. So as always, let me know if you have comments. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this to that 1,000 subscriber number. Also, if you've had this experience with a Mevo with the club head speed measurement, please post that. I'd like to hear from you, and if there's a fix, I've updated the firmware and I think I've done all I can, but I'm curious about why that happens, and it doesn't always happen. But anyway, post those comments. So hope you're enjoying the spring. Hope you're getting out there, playing some golf, and staying positive.